I've been helping a bunch of young men like you to stick to the gym, but only a few of them have made significant progress because they avoided these 10 things. The first mistake that a lot of young men make is rest days. Bro, rest days. Why are you taking rest days, bro? Let me tell you something. Rest days is for bitches. Rest days is for people who are cowards. It's for people who like to take the back seat in whenever they enter a room, they sit behind. Those are guys who take rest days. You are not supposed to be taking rest days, especially in these like fundamental times of your muscle building process. In the beginning of your muscle building process, that's when you're able to build the most amount of muscle. The noob gains. That's what they call them, noob gains, right? Yeah, that's what you need, bro. Maximize on that potential. You shouldn't be taking rest days. I don't know who told you that rest days is significant for you to heal, it's for you to relax and take a day off. The problem with a day off is it's not just a day off. A day off will still have its consequences the next day and possibly even the other day. So those are even like 3 days off if you think about it. A day off is horrible. It throws you off. It kills your momentum. So please don't take days off. Don't take rest days. It's a myth. I noticed that the people who are the most skinny guys and the most fat guys, they're the ones who take rest days. Oh, bro, you know me, I work out like 3 times a week. 3 times a week. That's what they think is enough for them. But they don't realize that the guy who is fit, the fittest guys I know, all the fittest guys I know, they're training 3 times a day, man. 3 times a day. Can you imagine? No, I'm not telling you to train 3 times a day because there's levels, you know what I mean? But for me, I train twice a day. And every single day, there's no rest days for me because why should I take rest days when there are guys who are bigger than me and there are people who are maximizing their potential? Rest days is a big myth. Be a man. Step up. Be a guy. Be who you are. You're not the kind of person who takes rest days. Rest days don't help you heal. You heal when you sleep. You heal when you work on your recovery. When you're able to recover much faster, that's when you're healing. That's what you need to work on. Don't think of taking days off thinking that that's when you're healing. I used to think of this, that rest days are the days when your muscles are healing and repairing and growing. You've heard of that, right? Here's what I have for you. I have an alternative for you. Instead of taking rest days, I want you to take rest periods. Rest periods are going to be times when you still are consistent in your fitness, but you're not taking it as hard as you usually do. So this can be a couple of weeks, this can be a couple of months, depending on how you feel, depending on what stage of your fitness journey you're in. So please don't make that excuse of rest days. Rest days are not real. You know what I mean? They're not real. You don't build muscle when you're resting. Like when you're taking a whole day off from the gym, it doesn't make sense. The person who builds muscle is the person who is training every single day. So for me, I do full body splits every single day. That means I train my whole body every single day. So rest days is a no-no. The second mistake that I see a lot of young men making in their fitness journey is not consuming enough fitness content. Holy! Bro, by the time you're watching this video, kudos to you. Very good job. I'm proud of you. But bro, you should be watching all sorts of fitness content. I don't want you to be the kind of person who comes to the gym. There's some guys that I usually train with. They come up to me and they're like, yo, bro, how do you do this workout? And it's a basic ass workout. So basic. I'm like, yo, wait. You guys didn't learn this at school? Bulgarian split squats? You don't know the form? Okay, yeah, they didn't teach us this in school, but still. You should be knowing the form of simple workouts, man. And the reason why you don't know this form is because you're not watching enough YouTube videos. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to shift your movie addiction into a YouTube addiction. Hey, I know you're addicted to movies. I know you watch movies. If you don't watch movies, A+ for maturity. But if you watch movies, I want you to spend that time when you would be watching series and movies, TV shows, all these things, with watching educational YouTube videos, watching YouTube videos on fitness. Yo, if you can make your whole feed, I want you to curate your whole YouTube feed to show you fitness content. If you can make it like that, so that whenever you just click the app on your dopamine fiend hours, because you have those hours when you're feeling a bit more like likely to scroll. That's when I want you to make sure that you see everything on your feed as fitness. Everything on your feed is fitness. That's gonna help you. Oh my God, that's gonna help you stay more consistent on your fitness, because you're going to have that fitness knowledge, the knowledge that most beginners don't have in fitness. You're going to have all that knowledge, the fundamentals. In those videos, they teach all that stuff, and you're going to make much progress than someone who is just there thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna do it myself. You know, I'm a smart guy." Now, trust in YouTube. The third mistake is ignoring your mental health. But let me tell you something. You will only make a certain amount of progress that your mental health will allow you to make. You cannot pass that amount of progress when your mental health is bad. Your mental health has a cap. It's a cap to all your progress in your life. So what I want you to do, man, is to stop ignoring your mental health. Stop taking it for granted. Stop thinking that you're going to be the kind of person who shows up to the gym every single day and doesn't miss the gym and is hella consistent, doesn't skip any workouts, but then you're the same person who is scrolling all day. You know what I mean? The two don't work very well. I know you've tried it to be consistent in the gym, but you still have that habit of scrolling, frying your dopamine. You still have bad mental health activities that you do. You're not even meditating enough. But if you're meditating, I told you, A+ for maturity. There are only a few people who watch my videos that can get an A+ for maturity. It's the people who I'm talking about. Someone who is meditating, but you're taking your mental health seriously. Now, I have a whole video about all this because I don't want to go down the whole rabbit hole of, oh, this is why your mental health is bad. This is how you fix your mental health. But I give all those pointers in the video. I'm going to put it here, I think, somewhere up here. Yeah, click that card, watch that video. That is a video on how you can improve your mental health so that you can stay consistent in your fitness, because your mental health will be your cap. It will prevent you from actually sticking to any habit. Let me tell you, not just fitness, any habit that you try to incorporate into your daily routine. So make sure that you fix your mental health. Don't ignore that. Don't be the person who trains but doesn't meditate, the person who tries to do dieting, but they're not the kind of person who has a fresh mind, who is not mindful. You're not even mindful. Trust me, don't ignore your mental health. I promise you will be more consistent in your fitness. I remember that me and my father started training around the same exact time. This was in 2022, around there, 2022. That's when we started taking training seriously. But ever since then, I've bulked up and made much more progress than him in the sense of building muscle, because he was mostly losing fat. Me, I was building muscle because I was skinny, he was fat. So in the sense of making muscle, I've made more muscle than him because I've noticed one thing. My father has been doing the same routine ever since then, the same exact routine. Now, I'm the kind of person to preach that you should have a workout routine and that you should be the kind of person to show up every day, do the same thing for a couple of, for a while, and then you'll see proper results. Yes, I love routine, but there's a point when routine gets out of hand. That's leading us to the fourth point. The fourth thing is to stop doing the same routine for too long. Having the same routine for too long is the fourth mistake that I see a lot of young men making, because when you have the same routine for too long, you do not adjust. And you're supposed to be adjusting. You're supposed to be the kind of person who looks and you're like, oh, these workouts have worked for me for now, but I want to add this workout. I want to try this exercise. I want to start training this muscle group. Maybe I've been ignoring my rear delts. Like, for example, when I was doing that challenge that I talked about, or also I have a video up on challenges, I was doing the Accurate Run Bulk Challenge. And that's when I was supposed to be growing my arms, legs, and shoulders. And I noticed that throughout my whole training journey, I've been training mostly my front delts and my side delts when it comes to the shoulders. But this time I decided to incorporate more of rear delts. You see my rear delts? Yeah, they're not so developed because I've been ignoring them the whole time. I was like, when I hit back, that's me hitting rear delts. So leave me alone. I don't want to train rear delts. But then I tried to train them and they actually started growing and they don't look so bad, Not so bad now. Because I'm able to adjust my routine, and not stick to the same exact thing for too long, I'm able to readjust and actually make progress. I'm able to, it's like kind of like analysis. You know what I mean? Yeah, Kowalski analysis. You're able to sit down and be like, is this working for me now? Is the same routine working for me now? Is it fitting my goals? Am I on a new challenge? Because I told in that video that I told you about, I always talk about how you should set challenges for yourself so that you can be more consistent. So if you're on a new challenge, that forces you to be on a new routine as well. So please don't have the same old routine. Don't. You'll not make much progress. And if my father is watching this, mwah, love you. Hey, number 5 is ego lifting. Bro, I swear to God. The solution to ego lifting, use your head instead. What's ego lifting? Ego lifting is when you lift so much just to look good for the has. You know what I mean? For the has. For you, that's what you're interested in, has. When you're trying to impress people in the gym and you stack up 100 kilogram weights on the barbell and you're trying to look cool to everyone. You just want people to be like, oh, you want that one gym bro to just stand like this. That's what you're looking for. That's ego lifting, man. Ego lifting will get you killed. My friend, go and search up for gym fails. Look up those videos of guys who fail their lifts in the gym. Oh my God, man. That comes from ego lifting. That's the number 1 cause of injury in the gym. So please don't ego lift. It's very stupid. Ego lifting is stupid. What you need to do is a method that they call progressive overload. Progressive overload is where you stack up slowly, incrementing slowly when it comes to weight, sets, reps, and even the number of exercises that you're doing. You know what I mean? So let me give you an example. Instead of coming to the gym and trying to lift 100 kilograms barbell when you're a beginner, no, you'd rather try the free weights. Like you put nothing, you remove all the weights. Is that what the free weight means? Free weight possibly means the whole barbell, the weights and everything. But you remove all the weights and you start with no weights. And you slowly over a couple of weeks, or a couple of months, you keep increasing. That's what you need to do. Don't be the person who comes and just does everything at once. That's how you end up making a fool of yourself and losing all the has. And you don't want to lose all the has because I know that's what you like. You like has. The 6th mistake that I see a lot of young men making in fitness is training alone. Bro, I swear to God, if you're training alone, you're a psychopath and you're not a lone wolf. That's the thing. You think that you're a lone wolf. You think you're the Lone Ranger. You know, I'm Batman. You're not Batman. You're not Batman. You're Fat Man. That's why you're Fat Man. You know what I mean? I need you to start being the kind of person who trains with other people. Find people to train with. If you don't have people to train with, what's wrong with you? Honestly, what's wrong with you? Are you autistic? Because why are you chasing all these people away? Why don't you have someone to train with? Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry for judging you, but I have a video up right there. You can watch that video on how you can find friends, people to train with so that you can stay more consistent in your fitness. Me, in my life, it's been the number 1 thing that has helped me stay so consistent in gym. Because when I go to the gym, I'm not just going to work out. I'm going to meet my friends. I'm going to meet people who I'm training. I'm going to meet people who train me. You know what I mean? It's really good. It's so good. When you go to the gym and you have people that you can train with, that's how you get more motivation to gym. If you're looking for motivation, if you're still looking for motivation, find people to train with. Training alone is horrible. I know you've tried this before and you've felt how disgusting it is. Also, I also have another video on my channel. I don't think I'm going to put all these videos in cards because, god damn, there's a lot of videos. But I talk about most of these mistakes in my channel. That's what my whole channel is about. I have another video on how you can start training outside and taking walks so that you can train outside, so that you can actually find people to train with. And that's even a better method. If you don't have friends to train with you, you'd rather take walks than go outside. But please do not train alone. Please don't train alone. It's horrible. Train alone when you're forced to, when you have no choice, when there's no one around who can train with you. Train alone. But please, try to get someone, a sibling, a friend. Try to get a trainer, someone who can train with you. The seventh mistake is horrible form. Oh my God. That one guy who comes to the gym and is on this. With weights. Bro is dancing on a piano with weights. Why? Why? Why does there always have to be that one person who is doing the worst kind of form in the gym? Yeah, I know they're beginners. It's fine. But please, don't continue this. The reason why you're not making progress is because your form is bad. Now, the number one way that I can help you to improve your form, if there's one thing, if you ask me one thing that I could help you with that can improve your form significantly, is to start watching Jeff Nippard and Dr. Mike Israetel. Yeah, so look for those YouTube channels. They're very, very good for workout form. Those are the guys who teach me personally. Those are the best YouTube channels that I watch for bodybuilding tips, the form videos, examples, all that stuff. Dr. Mike is so good. His channel is RP, hypertrophy, something like that. It's called Renaissance Periodization. And then there's Jeff Nippard as well. So please look for those guys. Start to consume their content. Whenever you want to learn a workout, for example, if you want to train your chest and you want to look for the best chest workouts, type in chest workouts Jeff Nippard, something like that. Or type in chest workouts Dr. Mike. Yeah, YouTube will give you those videos, and watch those videos. I promise you will make so much progress when it comes to improving your form, because that's so important. Your form is basically the limiting factor on all your lifts. If you have bad form, you will never make progress in the gym. Make sure that your form is correct by watching those videos, check out those channels, and let's move on to the eighth. The eighth mistake that a lot of young men make is waiting for the perfect moment. Bro, let me be honest with you. There's nothing like a perfect moment. Now is the perfect moment. You waiting for the perfect moment is the same as you assuming that in the future you're not going to be as busy. You're not going to be busy. Yet we all know that the older you get, the more busy you're going to get. Attack me on that one. But it's a fact. Your life is not going to get easier. Stop waiting for the time. I always hear this, man, I don't have time to train. What do you mean you don't have time to train? Doesn't make any sense. Also, I have a video up on this. Yeah, click that video, watch that video. If you keep on making that excuse of, bro, I don't have time, bro, I'm busy. I'm waiting to soon, bro, Monday, every time, Monday will never come, my friend. Monday will never come. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't make any sense. And the ninth mistake that I see a lot of young men making is dirty bulking. Why the hell do guys even dirty bulk? Why is this a thing? Dirty bulking. Dirty bulking basically is the art of stuffing your face like an idiot with foods that do not make sense to your body. Foods that your ancestors have never eaten in their lives. Foods that your parents worked so hard to give you, but then they don't even realize that they're horrible foods. Stuffing your face with Twinkies. What are even Twinkies? I always hear people talk about them. But stop stuffing your face. Dirty bulking is a myth. You shouldn't be eating all kinds of food, because if you eat all these disgusting processed foods, my friend, you're damaging your body, you're damaging you're damaging your health, and you're possibly even reducing your lifespan, basically. So please, dirty bulking, no. Clean bulking, yes. Eat more protein, but don't eat carbs. That's what I want you to do. I want you to start doing that. Try it at least for a couple of days if you're not going to do it. Eat more protein, just mostly protein on your plate, and basically no carbs at all. Proteins and fats, very, very important. The fats are going to help you boost your testosterone. The protein basically is going to help you build muscle, improve your healing, your recovery. Protein is basically a miracle macronutrient for us as men. The 10th and the final mistake is poor self-image. Now, poor self-image is actually the number one mistake. If I would rank them, it should have been number one. Poor self-image is the main reason why people end up missing the gym. It's the main reason why people skip the gym. Because if you don't see yourself as a kind of athlete, I put it in quotes because athlete is it's just a term that we just put on ourselves. If you don't see yourself as an athlete who can show up every single day to the gym, my friend, you will never show up to the gym. And you see, if you don't see yourself as the kind of person who is striving for a very serious goal, you will never hit any goal that you want to hit. Because the way that you see yourself really determines your overall actions. Because the way that your self-image is positioned is also the same way that your actions will be positioned. In the sense that if you see yourself as somebody who is struggling to lose weight, you've heard that before. I'm trying to lose weight, trying and struggling. Those are actually bad affirmations that you're telling yourself, and that is actually influencing your self-image. So I have a whole video up on all this about how you can improve your self-image so that you can stay more consistent in your fitness. So go check it out as well. Man, I know I have linked so many videos to this video, but it's because I'm solving problems, bro. I'm trying to solve problems. You feel me? So your self-image is it's like once you solve the self-image, then everything just falls into place. It's the last thing that you have to solve, and also the first thing at the same time. So please, you do this using affirmations, visualizations, even journalizing. But I talk about all this in the video. So go watch that video on how you can improve your self-image. It's on my channel. Make sure that you watch it. And I promise you, you'll stay more consistent. You'll be the most consistent you've ever been in your fitness journey when you change your self-image, when you change who you are, so that you can be able to be the person, so that you can be the person who shows up to the gym every single day. That person is not who you are, at least for now. But when you become that person, when you update your self-image, you'll be that kind of person, and I promise you'll never skip a workout. If you asked me, out of all these 10 mistakes, what would be my top 2 biggest mistakes that I see young men making in their fitness? I would put ego lifting as number 1. Self-image, let's cross that out, as number 1. Self-image has to be number 1, because if your self-image is bad, you will never be the kind of person to show up to the gym. It just won't happen. You will always be the person who is struggling and trying to build muscle or lose weight. So your self-image has to be number 1. And the second one that I see is not consuming enough fitness content, bro. Not consuming enough fitness content. You guys are on the wrong sides of YouTube. Make sure you're on the fitness side of YouTube. So those 2 would be my top 2 biggest mistakes that I see young men making. And please, if you're making these mistakes, make sure that you solve them in your lives. The Consistency Blueprint course will give you the exact system that you need to stop skipping workouts and see real progress. And that is the top link in the description. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I also have a beautiful video on how you can prevent injury, because I literally just healed. Congratulations to me. Look at my wrist. Look at my wrist. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Oh yeah, my dabbing properly. Damn. My wrist is now good. If you saw in that video that I've actually just put right there, I was injured. I was so injured, but I had my wrist, and it really prevented me from making progress towards a certain challenge that I was on. But please go watch that video so that you can prevent injury in your life and you can stay more consistent in your fitness journey. Bro, injury is the worst. I know you hate injury. Go watch it.